Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another iRacing video. This time we are here at the Circuit of Jerez in Spain. Now this track is not that popular, especially not in iRacing. I feel like it's a good track nevertheless, I think, and today in this warm weather we're in a full lobby where we start around the P12 position. We're going to be looking to fight a little bit up the podium here. We'll see what happens. Big crash ahead of us already. We managed to avoid it ever so slightly. We do get hindered by it though, but we should be good to go. Coming through, at least the green flag is out again, and we can continue to follow as we always do. Now this time we're in a race where we actually are on 1,000 iRacing ratings, so that is nice to see. And well, the safety rating here is 2.53, and we're going to be looking to improve that one in this very big field. There's 24 drivers in total here, out of a maximum of 26. So we've got quite a full lobby going on, ranging from anywhere between 1.5 and 0.5k. It feels like big lockup here by the driver ahead of us. So we go by Samuel Bidemont rather easily. That is at least an easy position gained now. And now, well, a little bit of a long race to go still. Obviously, it is just a 20-minute race, but you know how this goes. It usually goes very, very quick. And now, well, looking to come in here over towards the right side. There's going to be a little bit of fighting back and forth, and we spin, unfortunately, and I think that was a forced error, but I don't think we actually got hit by anybody there. In fact, I'm fairly certain that's going to cost us quite a few positions here. At least we can continue the race after we managed to once again get behind Adam Bamber here. He was on a very similar starting position as we were, and he is still all the way at the back here. Obviously, we've had our big moment there in the beginning, and that sometimes happens, you know, that's part of life. We can't really help it that much, unfortunately. And we're just going to be focusing on our own thing here. Nothing else that can be done, I'm afraid, as we once again are definitely in a little bit of a, well, big gap situation where there's drivers far ahead and far behind, but we're not really fighting anybody. We have just completed the first lap here, and what makes this interesting as well is what I have pointed out in previous videos as well. This is a fixed setup series, of course. So in the F4 car, everybody's on the same setup, which makes it a fairly even playground to prove yourself in as driver, of course. And we're looking to do that whenever we can here at the Jerez circuit in Spain. Now, a fun little fact here as well. Our channel has been growing massively, and with massively I mean massively. The support on this channel has been absolutely awesome, which is good to see. We've had videos reach over 15,000 views even. It's honestly incredible, and it's really awesome to see. So thank you guys so much for the support. It's very much appreciated here as we're looking to come in here. We're currently in P14. Not a bad position to be in at all here. We've had our overtakes going, and now, well, just gotta make sure that we catch up to the rest as well. Looks like the car ahead of us here is doing quite well at managing the gap, but he is slightly slower than us. We are gaining ever so slightly towards him here. The gap has gone from 1.5 seconds to a little bit over a second here. It's currently at 1.2. And we're just looking to get closer. This time, gotta nail this corner. We're once again having to lift, but at least we make it through safely, which I guess is the most important aspect of this all. And well, so far so good, I'd like to think. There is so much left to see, however. There is ooh, big moment there, and at least it's a position gain, just not in the way that I was expecting it at all. It seems to once again be a very chaotic race here over in the F4 cars, and this seems to be a reoccurring theme every single time. I don't know why that keeps happening, but how well, I guess it's just part of the game. How well, we try and do what we're good at here, and as we go at it here, we've got a little bit over 15 minutes left to go. We're just focusing on our own thing here. We're P13 at the moment here. We're one position below our starting position. That is now where we're currently stuck. And if we're going to be able to move up, well, we better make sure we drive fast, because the gap ahead of us is currently at 4 seconds here to Rune Johansson. We go a little bit too wide there. We do make it through, so that's okay. Braking hard for the right turn here. Seems like that was all solid. Now we're looking to continue our race as always. Just at our own pace here. Looking to catch Rune Johansson. But obviously with these kind of races, anything can happen, so you gotta stay alert. We're in the middle of nowhere at the moment. There's drivers behind us and ahead of us on roughly 3 to 4 seconds, so we have no direct competition on track right now, and that seems to be always the case. Now I have a theory here, and that's because we like to drive a little bit more risk averse, so I think that's okay, honestly. I don't mind it at all. As we push through here, we're going to go into the right-hander. It's all looking good now. It's just a matter of going flat out until you have this very tight left turn there, as well as with the pits on the left side here. But we don't need to go in, obviously. This is not a long race. This is just a fixed setup race, so we can't actually change anything either way.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
Well, so far nothing has changed, but we I don't know what else we're gonna see. Now at the moment, Sven Matthijs is still stuck in P13. Now this is also a reminder that if you're liking the content so far, make sure you like and subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments as well. We are always looking to improve our videos here. Sven is driving, me my commentary skills, so if there's anything that we can do, let us know. Here comes a little bit of a tight right-hander here. We do now see the drivers ahead of us. We have gained a second over time, so at least we're getting a tiny bit closer now. But is that enough? I'm not entirely certain. There's also a back marker in the way already, in the form of Martin Frostholm there, so I'll make sure that we avoid those. We always know how this can end over with the back markers. At the moment, very little to see here. No surprises. Now a big crash ahead of us here. It's drivers was gone completely off the track there. We get the overtake done. Probably the easiest overtake we've seen in a while. That was actually one of the back markers as well. It just shows how incredibly diversified this field is at the moment. So many drivers here who were at some point in the race are now already a lap behind, or even more in some cases. That's something that you don't get to see every day. It's always with these M4s. I think that's quite common, at least that's what it feels like. Well, I'm still waiting for a little bit more action here, because so far it looks like we're just stuck in the position where we're at. And the driver behind us is a back marker. The driver ahead of us is still on 2.5 seconds. A tiny little lock there, but it should just all be okay. No big problems as of yet here, but time will tell. There's 11 minutes left on the clock to race with, which means that we are already halfway through the race. Obviously, there's a lot of things that we don't need to worry about, right? We don't really need to worry about tire wear. Fuel is not a problem, as everybody's on the same fuel anyways, so should just be all good and relatively safe as well when it comes to these kind of situations here, right? There's no very aggressive setup. There's no special anything really. It's just a matter of hitting your laps and making sure you don't make any big mistakes. That's all you gotta do. And well, we're doing exactly that at the moment, so that's quite fun to see. At the moment, it looks like we've pulled off a really good lap here. Currently stuck at a movement of 3 seconds. That is going to help us out massively. Fastest lap of the race so far, 47 point. I believe it says, yeah, it says 1.3. It's not bad at all here. Oh no, it's 9:40. Apologies. But still, that's a good result here. That's going to help us out massively. And at the moment, I'm yet to see any big surprises in this race. There's now officially 10 minutes left basically at this point. So we're going to be seeing that some drivers are willing to take a little bit more risks now. At the moment, we're just kind of stuck in our own position here at Jerez. Obviously, this track is not that well known, but it does host some pretty decent series, especially the top series in Spain. You'll see here often the GT Winter Series was here also last year. And see, that is quite nice to see. So it is a track that is well proven in that sense. But unfortunately for us, no big racing action as of yet here.
You got a slow car on the left.
Slow car on the left. That's right, that happens.
The car in P1.
RP1 set the fastest lap. That's no surprise here at all.
6-4.
Now we can perhaps try and do something of our own here. At least that's what I'm slightly hoping for. It could be one of those races here where you're getting no action, but we do at least gain one here over Thomas Herbrick, who has now come in. Slow car ahead, that's never a good sign. But for us, it's actually quite a good sign this time around. Obviously, we will be utilizing that to our advantage if we possibly can. Well, there is once again some big action here on the track. That could have gone either way, but so far it looks like we are all okay, and that's what matters most. But yeah, that just sums up this chaotic race. We're now involved in racing action again. Rui Johansson here is the driver we are going to go up the inside against.
Clear on the left.
It has worked out rather okay. And we should be clear of him here too, so we move up to P10. Great result, I have to say. And I don't think there's anything they can do against it, at least not for now. And now our next driver up here is Aaron Assa, who's looking to try his hardest to get out there. Haven't really seen much action from him as of yet here, but that might change any moment, obviously.
Left side. Clear.
But, I mean, time will tell. This can be a very exciting race still, obviously, towards the end. Now, especially as I feel like we're getting into a battle ourselves with some back markers
You're in the top 10.
included as well. You know it's going to be plenty of fun. And at the moment, I am really not seeing that we're going to have anything that could potentially ruin a race or whatever. So it is just a matter of focusing up. I mean, the drivers behind are quite far away still. Rui Johansson's on the second already. So that's great. Well, as we push in, we're going to be seeing that there's 6.5 minutes left here on the clock, and as time is ticking away, we're trying to get to the slipstream of the driver ahead of us here. Obviously, that is a driver that's quite far away. It's Francisco Amico ahead of us here. He's on half a second, but we can utilize that slipstream. As long as he doesn't make any dangerous mistakes, we should just be okay. And I think that's what we're aiming for here as well. But obviously, there is no guarantee of anything at this point. As we come in, we're going to be seeing the when the four cars get a little bit closer to each other. And obviously there is also a driver that is still looking to breathe down her neck here. Herbrick from France is looking to get by us here, but at the moment there's no option to do so as of yet. And we once again continue the race here. We're trying to get into the slipstream of the car ahead of us here, just trying to utilize the fact that he's close to us. So far no movement to try and pass him here, because he seems to be nailing the pace, honestly. He's doing similar lap times as we are. My problem is that he's a lap down, and see, that is never a good position to be in if you've got drivers breathing down your neck, and that's exactly what's happening here. So far the car seems stable here. Obviously we've had this in the race as well, right? The Formula 4 car was an absolute mess right there. This time it's absolutely not the case. That's cool to see as well. And as it stands right now, we're going on the track limits here, hoping to stay out of trouble though. And the car seems to be handling it just fine here. Don't think we've picked up much damage along the way here. In fact, I wonder if there's any. I think there has been some slight contact, but it's all been so minimal. So honestly, we should be very lucky that we're in this position in the first place. Now, obviously, we have had a fair share of track cuts as well. We've gone over the limit a couple times, and that's obviously gonna cost us a few incident points here. And obviously, with the contacts, I assume that their safety rating is not gonna really stay that much. Oh, now 2 players slide off, and we're one of them. I don't know what happened there, but Rune Johansson gets by us, but we get by the back marker now. That is incredibly weird.
Closing on you. The gap is 6.2.
That is probably one of the weirdest incidents I've seen so far. We both lose control at the exact same time. Maybe there was something on the track or whatever, but I think it's mainly got to do with the fact that the drivers that we were fighting with probably we tried, to try looking in the mirror, see if they could brake later. Maybe for us it's the opposite, and we got into a position where we were trying to follow his lines, obviously, as he was quite quick through here, and then maybe that's what causes us to make a mistake. Maybe we were trying to be the copycat here. But we're so good though. Now the drivers behind us, they're all back markers. Up until Julian Ricam, who's in P13, from 10 seconds away. But this is good, honestly. I think we should be very happy with how this is right now, and I think P12 is going to be a decent result for us. It's roughly halfway down the field, but if you look at the average rating here in this lobby, it's quite a high one. It's 12.01 here, so we're getting into those higher ranked lobbies now, which I think is all thanks to the improvements that we're getting in. We keep at it here. 2.5 minutes left to go.
You got about 5 laps.
Now 5 laps of fuel remaining, but there's only 2 minutes remaining of the race. So with the lap times being around the 140 mark, I suspect we're not getting into any trouble. In fact, I sincerely doubt we will. It's just a matter of staying calm here. Obviously, we've had the opportunity to become P10, P11 maybe, but thanks to the incident, that is looking a little bit less likely. And obviously, that's part of the game. And there's nothing else that we can do about it, really. As for now, though, I would say that this is quite a good result for us if we just keep this up here. There is a big spin-off in the background as well. I don't think they touched it. I think they just locked the brakes himself, but it is sometimes hard to tell as well. I'm pretty sure there was no contact here. You probably could have seen it in the smaller window below here, but I don't think it was close enough. I think he just locked up on his own as he was scared to hit us. And that is at least my explanation. But I'm gonna have to watch that back to really say, hey, I was right or I was wrong, Time will tell. As for now, though, we're focusing on the race, and obviously we're running out of laps to really gain positions on. Now, the driver ahead of us is Rune Johansson still, from the Scandinavia region. He is currently in P11, we're P12, and this time a good lap coming out from us. Roughly half a second quicker than we usually are, so our lap times, they have improved over time. We're not there near the front, which is currently doing 141s and a halves roughly. We are doing 145s, but that is at least quite consistent compared to some of the other drivers here, which is definitely helping us. Now time's almost officially over. It's all going to come down to where the driver in first actually is right now. 30 seconds on the clock is roughly halfway through the field, it looks like. So will he be able to get another lap in? That's what I'm curious to see. But at the moment it's not looking likely. So we are going to get to the finish rather soon. And it's all going to come down. Yeah, there's the sign. I was just waiting for it. Indeed, there will now only be one more lap to try and do it on, as the race leader is about to cross the finish already. I mean, he's currently in turn 9 coming up, so he's got a couple corners left here, but he's completely clear of everybody else, and well, should be able to easily close this out. A bit of a disconnector, I believe, on the scoreboard, but don't pay attention to that one. We are still in P12 as we were before. Now in the last lap to try and do it in. The race leader's about to cross the line here. Coming through the final corner. And as we come in, we're going to be seeing him cross the line. Congratulations to Stefan Suslov here for doing incredibly well. Obviously, apart from that one crash that we had, we were quite okay. A little bit of front wing damage, but it was fairly minimal, so motor control. And well, that will be the position we're in here, unless we can somehow get by Rune Johansson now in the end. That would be a massive stunt here. We're running out of time to do so. We need to get a move on now if we want it. Rune Johansson's not the fastest driver on the grid. He's similar as we are at the moment, so if he can just make a mistake right now, we're going to be very lucky. We're going to have to pull off the move soon. He's very conservative with the lines he's taking. He's very patient and not really pushing it that hard. Feels like he wants to bring the car home more than anything else. And we're still looking for an opportunity here, but sending it down the inside is going to be so incredibly risky. We decide not to. Now, we've only got one straight to try and do it on. We stay in the slipstream, but we are going to finish P12. Unfortunately, there's just not enough time to do it on. Maybe if the race was a lap longer, it would have looked very different. But I would say that P12 is a pretty good result for us here. And now, if you were wondering what that actually brings us here, you've got a decent result in that say. And that result currently is as follows here. So we qualified P12, finished the race in P12 as well, and got 10 incident points out of 17. Turning our safe rating from 2.53 to 2.54, so that's a 0.01 improvement. Fairly marginal, I guess, but doesn't really matter too much in the end. Our iRacing rating has gone up as well. It's 1.021, and that has now come up to 1.034. So this race, we have finished 36 points, bringing our total to 438 out of 701. And then our total championship points are 371, putting us in the top 134 out of over 10,000 drivers. So I would say those are pretty good numbers here. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed the race here around Jerez as well. It's obviously not a track that you see quite often, and it's a track that I believe is fairly disliked by some of the drivers that are here. But well, I mean, we tried to get the most out of it, and I think it is a fairly decent result. Obviously, we're hoping for a little bit more. We couldn't do so. The biggest problem with that was pretty simple. We just weren't consistent enough, and the damage in the end definitely did not help either. But well, that is just how it is, and I think we can only look at a positive way. We have gained ELO, we have gained safety rating, so I think we should be happy. Coming into the pits now, we're looking to park up the car here. Pit limiter is on, and all we gotta do is park up the car. And ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you guys all so much for watching here. It's been once again an absolute pleasure to provide the race commentary for you. I hope you guys have enjoyed as well. My name is Ricky from iRating Broadcasting, and I wish you guys a very, very pleasant rest of your day.